This is JDog713 coming at you again with another video review. Today I wanted to do something that I haven't seen on any Infiniti Q60 or an Infiniti Q50. I've seen a couple on Instagram, pictures about, pictures of a gauge pod. The one I saw had a square gauge pod thing where you put one of those map devices that you can change your air in your coils, in your bag and all that stuff. So and then it had a gauge, a round gauge on top of that. So I thought that was cool, and I contacted the guy on Instagram. It's on Instagram. It's at lowercase e customs.New York, and this guy makes these custom made gauge pods, like I said, out of fiberglass resin, and he paints them and everything, and he'll mold any custom gauge, like if you want a single gauge, a double, or a triple. I got a triple gauge pod, so I paid the maximum amount because I didn't want to send my OEM A pillar to him, what I'm saying, because that'll just save me like $30. So I was just like, well, you know what, if it doesn't work out, I'd like to take the gauge pod off, take all the gauges off, and put my OEM pillar back on, saying maybe if I decide to sell it or trade it in or something. But I went ahead and ordered it. It was $250. It's like $240 for a double and $230 for a single. So I went ahead and ordered the triple because what I wanted to run on my car was I was going to do the oil pressure sensor, but I just didn't do it because then I'd have to buy an adapter for the oil filter and run all kind of wires and crap to it. So I didn't do that, and I got a voltmeter, which I'll go ahead and show these to you. There's my voltage meter, and these are gauges, EVO gauges from Prostreet. I don't know if you can see. There you go, Prostreet, and that's the voltage gauge, and there's the water temperature. The water temperature is kind of hot right now. It's because I drove over here to the gas station in my car. Temperature right now outside is 92 degrees here in sunny Angleton, Texas. And there's my boost gauge. So let's see. You see they actively work. So and just revving it up, the water temperature is going to go up a little bit. But as soon as I get on the highway and I start cruising, the water temperature is going to get back down to approximately, like I said earlier, it's 92 degrees. It'll get down to approximately, 97 or 98 degrees, maybe even 100. But it'll be cooler than, 111. It's at 111 right now. So, but this is the actual water temperature that's going inside the two heat exchangers on the top. The way I got it hooked up, I ordered an adapter from Z1 Motorsports, and I spliced it into the return line that's coming after the heat exchanger, that's coming up to the other heat exchangers. The Burger Tuning heat exchanger is coming up to the factory heat exchangers that sit on top of the throttle body. So that's how I got that hooked up, and I'd show it to you, but there's really nothing to show except this adapter is spliced into the heater hose. So I'll do that on the other video. I'm going to do another video because I hooked up some oil catch cans, and went to the hardware store. I got some brackets, and all you need is a 90-degree bracket, and you'll mount it on the side wall, and then you'll just hook on the two oil catch cans, one on the passenger, one on the driver's side. So I went ahead and did that. I ordered some Mishimoto lookalike oil oil catch cans. So, and one of them's even labeled Mishimoto, but it's not Mishimoto. And I paid like $30 a piece for these things. So I decided to go that way, try them out, test them out. If I don't like them, if they don't work to my expectations, then I'll just, jump on the waiting list for OEM, a Mishimoto direct fit oil catch can. But they only make one for the driver's side. And if you notice, if you ever have put on those blow-off valves, if you ever notice that, you got all that carbon buildup and oil resin inside of the, right there where the whatchamacallit, the throttle, where the throttle's at, well, you going into the heat exchanger, you can see all that crap gets sucked in from that hose that runs from the side of the valve, and it comes out and it goes into the intake tube. And when I was hooking up my AMS intake tubes, I noticed that, and I was like, holy crap, this thing needs oil catch can on this side. And I don't understand why Mishimoto doesn't make one. They don't even offer one on that side. All they have is for the driver's side. So I thought that was kind of weird. So I went ahead and took measures into my own hands, and I hooked it up myself. And well, I'll do another video of that later on, so stay tuned. You can follow me on Instagram at jgutierrez713, or you can follow me on Facebook, Jim Gutierrez.